In today's segment, I'll be discussing about catalysis of surface chemistry. What do you mean by a catalyst? A catalyst is a substance which enhances the rate of the reaction without undergoing any permanent change. Let us discuss this example. Decomposition of potassium chloride gives KCl plus O2. Here, the reaction, the decomposition of potassium chloride takes place at a temperature of 653 to 873 Kelvin. When a small amount of MnO2 is added as a catalyst, the reaction takes place at a much lower temperature, that is 473 to 633 Kelvin. So, the substances which alter the rate of a chemical reaction and themselves remain chemically and quantitatively unchanged after the reaction, they are known as catalysts, and the phenomenon is known as catalysis. There are two types of catalysis. Before discussing about the type of catalysis, I would like to discuss about two important terms, promoters and poisons. Promoters, they enhance the activity of catalyst, and poisons, they decrease the activity of catalyst. For example, that is, in the Haber's process of manufacture of ammonia, molybdenum acts as a promoter for iron, which is used as a catalyst. In the Haber's process for the manufacture of ammonia, iron is used as a catalyst and molybdenum is used as a promoter. And poisons, they are substances which will inhibit or decrease the activity of catalyst. For example, in the preparation of benzaldehyde, in the preparation of aldehyde in Rosenman reaction, BaSO4 is used as a poison. That means it will inhibit further action. There are two types of catalysis. One is homogeneous catalysis and the next one is heterogeneous catalysis. What do you mean by homogeneous catalysis? In the case of homogeneous catalysis, the reactants and the catalyst, they are found to be in the same phase. For example, if you see this reaction, SO2 plus O2 gives SO3. In this reaction, the catalyst is found to be NO. And if you see the phase, they are found to be in the same phase, that is the gaseous phase. And heterogeneous catalysis means reactants and catalysts are in different phase. Here we are having the same reactant and product and the catalyst is found to be different over here. In the case of homogeneous catalysis also we took the same example, but the catalyst is found to be different. Here in this case, if you see, that is SO2 gives SO3. In this case, platinum is used as a catalyst which is in a different phase, that is solid phase. And here the reactant is in the gaseous phase. So heterogeneous catalysis means the reactants and catalysts, they are in different phases, whereas in homogeneous catalysis means the reactants and the catalysts, they are in the same phase. Next is the adsorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis. What we are going to discuss in this adsorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis. This theory explains the mechanism of heterogeneous catalysis. The old theory is known as adsorption theory of catalysis, and it was that the reactants in gaseous state or in solutions, they are adsorbed on the surface of solid catalyst. The increase in concentration of the reactants on the surface increases the rate of the reaction. Adsorption being an exothermic process, the heat of adsorption is utilized in enhancing the rate of the reaction. The catalytic action can be explained in terms of intermediate compound formation, the theory which we have learned. The modern adsorption theory is the combination of intermediate compound formation theory and the old adsorption theory. We are going to discuss about the modern adsorption theory. Now I am going to discuss about the mechanism of adsorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis through this diagram. Just by seeing the diagram itself, you will be able to understand this mechanism. First one is what? The catalytic surface is available for the reactant molecules to get adsorbed. That means the catalytic surface, it's having free valencies which will allow the reactant molecules to get adsorbed. So here what happens? Adsorption of reactant molecule is taking place. You can see over here. What happens when the reactant molecules are adsorbed? Intermediate compound is formed. See, you can see here A, B separately getting adsorbed in the catalytic surface. Here a bond is formed. That is, the intermediate compound is formed. And the last step is what? Desorption. Desorption of the product. Desorption of the product, and again the catalytic surface is ready for the reaction to take place. This is the mechanism of the adsorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis. Next is about the activity of a catalyst. The activity of a catalyst depends on the strength of chemisorption. How can we say that it depends on the strength of chemisorption and how it is? That is, the activity of a catalyst, it depends upon the strength of the chemisorption to a larger extent. And the reactants, they must get adsorbed reasonably strongly. It should not get bonded too strongly, but it should be strong. They must not get adsorbed so strongly that they are immobilized, and other reactants are left with no space on the catalyst surface for adsorption. And moreover, it has been found that hydrogenation reaction, the catalytic activity that is, for the hydrogenation reaction, the catalytic activity increases from group 5 to group 11 metals, with a maximum activity being shown by groups 7 to 9 elements of the periodic table. And here we are having one example: hydrogen plus oxygen gives water, and here the catalyst is found to be platinum. Next, so here in the activity of catalyst, what is the main thing we have to learn? That is, the reactant molecules, they should get adsorbed to the catalytic surface strongly but not too strongly. Then only after the formation of products, desorption will take place. Next is selectivity of a catalyst. The selectivity of a catalyst is its ability to direct a particular reaction to yield a particular product. For example, here we can see the reactants are found to be the same, but the products are found to be different. This is because of the presence of the catalyst. For example, in this reaction, that is carbon monoxide plus hydrogen, in presence of nickel as catalyst, we are getting alkane as the product. And in the case of carbon monoxide plus hydrogen, in presence of copper zinc oxide and chromic anhydride, we are having CH3OH, methanol, as the product. And in the case of CO plus H2, in presence of, here the catalyst is found to be Cu. I have written the product over here by mistake. So here carbon monoxide plus hydrogen, in presence of copper as catalyst, we are getting methanol. So depending upon the selection of the catalyst, the products will differ. Next one is shape selective catalysis by zeolites. What do you mean by shape selective catalysis? The catalytic reaction that depends on the pore structure of the catalyst and the size of the reactant of the product molecules is called shape selective catalysis. And zeolites, they are good shape selective catalysts, and they do have honeycomb-like structures. They are microporous aluminosilicates with three-dimensional network of silicates in which some silicon atoms are replaced by aluminum atoms, giving this framework, ALOSI framework. And the reactions taking place in zeolites depend upon the size and shape of reactant and product molecules, as well as upon the pores and cavities of the zeolites. And these are found in nature as well as they are synthesized for catalytic activity. Zeolites, they are being very widely used as catalysts in petrochemical industries for cracking of hydrocarbons and isomerization. An important zeolite catalyst used in the petroleum industries is ZSM-5. It converts alcohols directly into gasoline. By dehydrating them to give a mixture of hydrocarbons.